How are you?
Thank you. I'm fine.
Good. Brian Montgomery. This is really not, Brian, typical of the show. We're usually much worse than we are today. You're seeing the best of our show. But we appreciate you being here from SumnerOne. I always like to loosen you guys. And this is the first time you've been on the show, correct?
It is.
Okay. Are you nervous at all? Or?
Not too bad.
All right, good, good. So give us a little skinny about SumnerOne. What do you guys do there? Because a lot of times when we have you on, I always say that, only a few people may hear it, and we want to get everybody knowing SumnerOne.
Well, we do a variety of different things. We do document imaging, managing, printing, your traditional copy or print side of things, as well as managed IT services. Okay,
great. And and you're available pretty much to anyone, anytime at SumnerOne.com.
That is correct.
Okay, good. All right, so we're going to talk. We mentioned BYOD. BYOD. So I got a BYOD right here, my $900 paperweight. That's what I call this.
There you go.
Yeah, right. So is this a BYOD?
If you own it, you bring it in and do work with it.
That's correct.
It is.
Right. Okay. So what are the different kinds of device types that are associated with this BYOD policy you have?
Well, essentially, it can be anything from a phone, laptop, tablet,
right,
or basically any device that you use that's electronic that can connect to a network.
Okay.
And you can perform company work, access company resources.
Okay, so I know that I've got some company stuff on here, and I got my own stuff on here, and how do we protect each other while we have this stuff?
Right.
You right?
Privacy, right? We protect our data.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
a corp company, and you protect your privacy.
Right.
Well, primarily through what is called mobile device management software,
okay,
or in a larger enterprise, they have enterprise mobility management software, which gives the IT departments at the corporations the ability to separate corporate data from personal data. In any event of a termination, for say, of an employee, they can actually...
Oh, yeah. What do they do?
They can, wipe the data remotely if necessary, manage the data, lock it down, wipe it if it's lost or stolen.
What if you're running to the parking lot? Will someone chase you? You got your computer, your BYOD device under your arm, and you're in the rain, and you're sprinting.
Yeah, at that point, it becomes an HR problem, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't deal with those?
Not too much, not too much.
All right, cool stuff. What would you say the pros are of the BYOD policy?
Well, from an employee standpoint, it's the ability for them to use the technology that they're comfortable with, basically.
And the cons?
The cons are they lose a little bit of privacy, right? There has to be some control given to the IT department at corporations so that they can protect their data. And of course that comes at a cost for privacy in a sense, or the ability for them to say that the device is completely 100% mine, even though they paid for it.
I bet that there have been some lawsuits. I bet there have been some court cases where those two have crossed paths.
I'm sure there are. I'm not familiar with any quite right off the bat,
but you'd have to think.
I'm sure there will be in the future.
Yeah, if haven't already.
Right,
yeah.
Exactly.
What factors should you consider before thinking about doing the BYOD policy in your office?
Well, it's a number of different things. First off is who's going to pay for the data that comes across the personal device. Is the employee going to pay for that data on their data plan, or are they going to be reimbursed by the corporation for any data that's used? So
I'd say the company. Company pays for it all the time, don't they?
Right, and there are, in certain states there are laws that say that is exactly what needs to happen.
Really?
Yes.
Now,
California being the one.
Of course. Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
How's Missouri?
Honestly, I'm not familiar with Missouri's right now, to be quite honest with you. We have not actually addressed that problem internally, and I deal mostly with internal.
Sure.
So we have not had to address that just yet at this particular point.
That's interesting that they break that out state to state. I mean,
yeah. Right, exactly.
And who regulates that?
There's a lot of gray areas who actually
regulates
that, and in California's case, I'm really not sure. This is just something that I just recently come across.
Yeah.
And became familiar with, but. Yeah, there's a lot of gray area as far as, mobile device management and the use of personal devices at work, because there are many things that need to be considered.
Yeah, mobile device management.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to call it MDM.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I like. It's a professional.
Those of us that are in the know.
Yes. Speaking of MDM.
The old MDM.
Yeah, sure.
Well, anything else you'd like to add about the BYOD?
No, it's just the thing that you have to balance as a company and an individual is privacy over the ability access on technology that you're familiar with, and from the ID side, the ability to keep out of people's private affairs,
Yeah.
but still manage and protect your data.
And my guess is that when you go to work for a company, that should be something you actually decide, talk about when, hey, look, I'm bringing in my own, and I've never thought about this, but I'm bringing in my own device. I'm using some of your software. I'm using my own here. What is your policy here? I'm betting a lot of companies don't even have a policy.
Right. It's hard for people and corporations to keep up as well as individual
Sure.
cans with technology and everything. So it's an area that's expanding. Mobile device management software and enterprise mobility management software is something that's growing.
And you help companies with both?
We do.
Okay.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's just something, a little food for thought, especially if you're running a
Right.
company. And
Regardless of the regulations, it's still necessary to keep mobile device management in mind simply because of the privacy issues and the security issue from the data side.
yeah, sure. Very interesting stuff. You guys are great. I really appreciate you coming in and talking to us a little bit, and hope to see you again, Brian.
I appreciate it.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend, okay?
Been fun. Thank you.
Brian Montgomery, our systems administrator at SumnerOne, and it's Guy and Sherry this afternoon on your road home. Let's go to the Golden Oak Lending Traffic Center. Tim Weiland's got a look at the messy rush. Look at you running.